Hello, everybody. Epic Mewtwo here. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, bro, but I am so excited for this figure unboxing. This is a figure unboxing I have been looking forward to for so long, dude. This is the Grandista Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. That's right. They really did it. The boys and the Grandista line really did it. They gave us a Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, and oh, it's so good, bro. It's so good. I've seen pictures of it. I've seen it in person, which I'll talk about in a second. Like outside of the box. Let's take a look at the box. First off, absolutely fantastic figure, bro. Now, I will say, there are technically 3 different versions of this figure, which is actually part of the story. I love these shots on the box, bro. Oh! You don't know how long I've been waiting for this figure. Now, here is kind of what I was talking about, right? You can see that there are technically... Whoa, what happened to that glare? That was really weird. You can see that there's technically 2 different versions of this figure, but there's actually 3. So, there are 3 different versions of this figure, like I said, and that comes into play with the story. So if we look at the top here, you can see that this obviously has the Toei animation sticker there. And if we look this up, it says Overseas Limited Edition. Now, even though there's only 2 listed on the box here, there are actually 3 versions of this figure. I'll stand it up this way, and then that way I can put a picture right here. The 3 versions of this figure are the Japanese version, the overseas version, and the black version. As you can see, the black version, and I think this is actually the Japanese one. I don't know if this is supposed to be the overseas one or not, but there are 3 different versions of this figure. The only difference between the Japanese and the overseas version is that the overseas version has some shadowing, and obviously, I mean, the 3rd one is just all black. That one's kind of obvious, right? But here's the bottom of the box, just so we can throw it out there, right? But yeah, so this is the overseas version. Let me open this boy up while I'm talking here, which is actually the one that I wanted more. I didn't even know that there was a 3rd version of this. I thought it was just the Japanese version and then, you know, the chrome version like Grandista likes to do with all their figures. Why? I don't know. I do have one that looks pretty cool, but I don't know. They're a little bit odd, I guess. But either way, though, funny story, right? So I got this for about 25 bucks from Tokyo Otaku Mode. Very good price. Of course, links in the description as per usual if you want to pick this guy up for yourself. But I will tell you something in a second where you could probably pick this up not online this time. So there is a store near me called Box Lunch, and they actually carry Dragon Ball figures, and a lot of the figures that I like pre-order and I get a lot, they actually carry in the store. It's kind of like a Hot Topic type of store, but it's a little bit less edgy, I guess you would say. It is owned by the same parent company, but oh my gosh, there's plastic in there, bro. But they do sell figures because they have some anime stuff. I actually got a really cool Dragon Ball jersey from there. But they do sell figures, and they had the overseas version. Okay, so as soon as his big bulky body fell out, because it was like leaning up in this little piece of plastic here, it shook the camera and made it fall out. So let's get him out here. Oh, he looks good. Oh, we're gonna put him over here. Okay. Oh, interesting. His top does come off, but he is already put together like that. But so, is his head down there? Can we see in there? No, we can't. His head is in like this little bit of plastic down here, all bubble wrapped up. That's a good sign, though. I think there's something else in here. Oh, this is the little foot thingy. Okay. But yeah, so we're gonna put that to the side. Anyway, the store Box Lunch, right? I'm just gonna tell the story real quick, and then I'll get on with the unboxing. I'm sorry. They had MUI Goku, the overseas version, and I was like, yo, I'm pretty sure that the version that I'm getting in the mail is the Japanese version, which does not have shading, and I like the overseas version better. I didn't actually know about it until a couple days before I saw it in the store. I thought it was just a Japanese version with no shading. And I was like, yo, I need to get this version because it's so good. I'll just get both, and then I'll either give the Japanese version away or sell it or something like that. Turns out, I actually did end up ordering oh my gosh, he has articulate. Wait, no he doesn't. I'm getting bamboozled. I was gonna say, Grandistas don't have articulation. Let's go over it now though. But either way, I ended up buying it from Box Lunch. It was like $1 more than I bought it for on Otaku Mode. By the way, this is just like in a bag and his body's together. This does come apart, which we'll take a closer look at in a second. But I bought it and it ended up being literally the overseas version that I had bought from Tokyo Otaku Mode and the overseas version that I had gotten from Box Lunch. So I was like, well, rip, bro. It was a little bit disappointing because I was really excited to do a review of both of the figures at once. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen today because I did not end up getting the Japanese version from Tokyo Otaku Mode because I didn't realize that, because it said like the third version, like they didn't mislead me or anything like that. But he is not going to stand. Hold on, before we go over him, let's take this out so he can actually stand. Also, hold on. Alrighty, sorry about that. Someone came into my house and I had to let them in. Anyhow, so to continue what I was saying, now that we have this stand right here, we're gonna open it. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought while I got up. The Box Lunch one was indeed the same as this one. It ended up being, excuse me, both of them ended up being the overseas version. So we unfortunately do not have two of these boys to open because it would be like opening two of the exact same figure, and that's just no fun. So I'm gonna return the other one, get my money back, and we'll see, you know, where we go from there. But anyhow, just wanted to tell that story because I thought it was, I don't know, kind of funny. But yeah, so I thought I was gonna get two, didn't rip. But let's finally go over the figure. I'm sorry, just really wanted to talk about that because I was so excited about telling you that story. Let's go over the foot thing first, because that is what we got here. Finally, I will say, Grandista, the one thing that they're not good at is making these stands. But honestly, this one is really good. It fits nice. It kind of clicks in there. I really like it. It's definitely a lot better than the last couple that they've made. They've gone through like a very big experimental phase. Some of them have been like this wide and they didn't really work as well. But this works. This definitely works. Now, let's go over the head. This guy was packaged so well. Although, well, see, the problem was there was just a bag around this and no protection, but he was like locked in between two pieces of plastic, so he wasn't going anywhere. Alright, so here is the head. MIGATTE no GOKUI. My favorite part about this is not just the hair sculpt, because they did a fantastic job on the hair sculpt and the silver hair. You could see it a second ago. There we go. The eyes, bro. They did a fantastic job capturing those mastered Ultra Instinct eyes where they're like a little bit bigger, and obviously they got kind of like that shine to them. They did a great job, bro. They look fantastic. Obviously, he's supposed to be looking at you like that. That's why they're a little bit, like kind of looking that way. Did not notice this before. Literally, the inside of his head is silver. That's kind of funny because obviously, you're only seeing his face there. But this head, bro, they did a fantastic job with this head sculpt. I don't believe either that this body is actually from another Grandista, which is good because the base form Goku, is obviously kind of similar to this one. All right, let me put the head on and then we're gonna go over the figure. Oh, before I do that, let me show you this too. So the top of the body does come off. Unfortunately, I will say also it's hollow in there. That looks kind of weird. I don't think you can see that, but oh, that's actually not hollow. Interesting. But the top of him is kind of loose. It's also kind of hard to put on because obviously there's all this like, the ripped pants here. But you put him on, right? And like he fits on good, but he can kind of come off easy. Like he's very not stuck. Like as you can see, it's wiggling off. Like, usually I gotta like, use my Ultra Instinct to get the freaking top of the figure on. But here it is a little bit loose, which is just like the Bardock. I don't know why some Grandistas are like this, where they're loose. Also, can we talk about that skin at the neck? Looks really weird. But yeah, I don't know why some Grandistas are like this, where the top of it is really loose like that. I should not be able to like pull it off that easy usually. It's not a bad thing necessarily. It's because it's just going to be on the shelf anyway, but like, I don't know. I just wish it was a little bit tighter. I like it better that way. Anyhow, let's go ahead and put the head on. I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but I realized that it would be easier just to kind of put the head on with the top half detached, because that works good. Now, problem number one that I'm noticing is that the back here does not meet the neck which obviously you're going to be looking at him from the front like this, but that's still really weird. I think, yeah, there we go. Okay, that's just me. I just got to push really hard, because I was going to say the one that I saw, by the way, the one I was talking about, I saw this guy outside the box before. I saw him at the display at Box Lunch that I was talking about before, because, you know, obviously they had him on display, so, you know, you could look at him before you bought him, and he looked fantastic. But yeah, that's much better. Yeah, that's definitely a lot better than that big gap there. Good. I was going to say that weird, like, skin stuff that was there when his head was not on. I would not want that, you know, on the figure. Oh my gosh, bro. It looks so good, even just without the body. Obviously, oh, that eye shine, dude. It's so cool. Absolutely love it. We're gonna go over the top half, I guess, and then we'll just go over the bottom half separately, and then we'll kind of show them all together, just because, you know, this is such a big, like, monumentous figure that I feel like it's necessary. Now, skin, lots of little nicks and scratches. Very cool, though. Obviously, you know, in the Tournament of Power, my man's was getting beaten up. Muscles are good as always. You know, the Grandista line and most Pan Presto figures are pretty good at capturing our bulky boys' muscles. But I do like the little fabric things here. This blue does have a little bit of shine to it. Don't think you can see that. This light, by the way, on the skin is not as bad in person. That's just the lighting in the camera. But these look pretty good. They are very dark blue. I guess they're supposed to match the pants. But either way, though, body looks good. You know, his very sculpted abs there. Obviously, the other ab is kind of like tucked away under his shirt. That's why he only has 4. You know, it kind of looks a little bit weird. But otherwise, he looks good. Very good. Obviously, we already kind of went over the head, but the head looks fantastic. They did a great job with the, you know, the MUI hair, since it does look a little bit different than Goku's base form hair. Well, I guess not just a little. It looks a lot different, but they did a good job with it. So now let's go over the pants and then we'll put them together. So I really like the, let's also take this off for now. I really like the pants sculpt that they went with. Obviously, you know, whenever MUI usually has some art made of him, he kind of has this more, you know, torn up look, because obviously, you know, Goku's really torn up once he gets to MUI. I do really like what they went with for the design of, like, you know, where he kind of sits on here, with like how ripped the pants are. They even put detail. I don't know if it's gonna focus and show you that, but yeah, there you go. They put detail on this part, and you don't even really need that because the body's going to be sitting there, so that's really nice of them to do too. Just like the damage on it is really good. I love these little rips that Grandista's really good at getting in clothes. But yeah, I love this too, how like it kind of like you can almost like tell that the, you know, like it looks like the pants are not touching his leg, right? Which is kind of how pants, you know, sit when you're standing up. They don't look like, you know, obviously they're like attached to your leg unless you're wearing skinny jeans or something, but obviously Goku's pants are very baggy. But it looks really good in terms of the rip. I really do like it. I like these kind of like lines. This is like kind of accentuating the bagginess of Goku's pants. One thing that I will complain about, though, that I don't remember seeing on the display one that I saw at Box Lunch, was that like this looks like it's not really connected to the figure. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, because I don't remember it looking like that. I can look back at some of my pictures. That might just be something on mine, but either way, it's not too bad. You know, it's, you know, kind of just like it's supposed to be, you know, like it's ripped and whatever, but it like it almost looks like it's kind of like not connected at all if you look back here, right? I don't know, it just looks a little bit odd. When you're looking at it like this, though, it's not so bad. Obviously there's shadow there, but yeah, they also got his leg peeking out there from that rip. But overall, pants look really good. Really like the sculpt. They did a really good job with these. The boots look good as well. Not much to go over here. It's just, you know, your typical Goku shoes. But they do look very good. You know, they did a good job kind of getting the little bit of, ooh, that's actually like a little bit scratchy. That's cool. The rope looks really good. Sometimes rope on these figures looks stupid, but they did a really good job with the rope here. And the colors are very good. I do like that there's some of these, like, I don't think that's intentional, but like there's a couple like little nicks on the paint, which kind of just adds to it. But then there's a couple of things where like this red line is right there, which is kind of not good. I'm assuming that's another manufacturing error, and like you can kind of see the line there. I know I'm really nitpicky when it comes to figure reviews. I'm sorry, but like, I don't know. I just like being very, you know, like nitpicky with the sculpt, because they usually do a really good job. Also, too, forgot to mention, this is hollow. I don't know why they did that. I mean, it doesn't really matter, I guess, but it would add to the weight of the figure, I suppose. This fits in, by the way. I know I said that before, but this fits in fantastic. A lot of the older Grandistas, like Rose and Bardock, well, I guess they're not old, but kind of older at this point. Their stands are garbage. They like almost don't even work. Like they don't fit in to, you know, like the hole. Like obviously this is sculpted to fit Goku's foot. You know, you can see the kind of like dent for the rope and all that. But this works really well. He like actually stands now, which is good. All right, time for the top path to go on. Bada bing, bada boom. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I will say, let me pick this up here because, oh, that is a great shot though. Because this is just kind of sitting on here. It almost looks like, I don't know how to describe it. Like it kind of just looks like it's like sitting on there. I mean, like when you're looking at them like this, you know, it's not that bad. But you know, obviously when, you know, you're like looking at them, you know, like close up, you can kind of see the seam, but that's okay. Now, I did say that obviously the overseas version, let me do a shot like this so then I can put another picture to the side there. The overseas version is a little bit more shaded, and I believe the pants on the Japanese version are a little bit lighter orange than this, but he does have some shading on like his hair area. I know he has some shading on the pants in like this version in particular, the overseas one, because that was like, you know, the only difference, just kind of a slight difference. But this guy is a fan freaking tastic figure. If you like Dragon Ball, like, and even if you're not a figure collector, you need this. This is absolutely amazing. Despite all the little flaws I pointed out, I think that's just with mine in particular, to be honest with you. It looks really good. Like, it's amazing. It's one of the best figures I've ever seen in my life, honestly. He does look kind of funny when you're looking at him like this, because, you know, he's like looking that way and he's kind of like leaning at a weird angle, you know, because he's looking at Jiren like, yo, I'm a wadi da you, boy. But yeah, very good figure here. Excellent work. I really love this guy. Whoever sculpted him, I'm not sure. They don't really list that on the Grandista boxes, but they did a fantastic job with this guy. He looks absolutely incredible. I especially love the eyes. I don't know why, but like the fact that they made them like that little bit of a shiny just was not necessary, but is so good. It's so good. Now, I will say, this guy's a little bit easier if you want to go out looking on like regular stores. You can look for this guy because I know someone found him at Hot Topic. Like I said, you can get him at Box Lunch as well, which is like you could probably find in a mall near you. You can always look at their website or something like that. I'll leave some links in the description below. But if you have a Hot Topic near you, they might have this guy. I actually did see him in the Hot Topic when I stopped in there when I got the other one that I did not unbox today. So he is a Hot Topic too. But yeah, keep an eye out in stores if you'd like to pick this guy up. Otherwise, I definitely recommend picking him up online. There's tons of places you can do so. But yeah, let's grab some figures to compare him to. Alright, so in terms of a comparison, I grabbed the version 2 Grandista Goku, which is the base form one. And then we got our boy, the Bram Presto World Figure Coliseum Special Edition of MIGATTE no GOKUI that we unboxed a little while ago on the channel. Very interesting here, I will point out about these two, is that the Goku, the base form one, is a little bit taller than the MUI, and his like hair and face looks a little bit bigger. I think when they were going through a Grandista, they were kind of like, you know, like trying to figure out where they really wanted it to be, because he does look a little bit smaller in stature than him, even though he has a very much more like menacing presence for sure. But this Goku does look a little bit bigger in stature, which is kind of interesting. You know, obviously, like I said, the height here, put them side to side, Goku is a little bit taller, even in just the body, as you can see. Obviously, he has the hair advantage, but that might just because this guy's like leaning over a little bit and Goku's pretty much standing straight up and down. I did want to point out too, this is partially what I was talking about. It's a lot worse than some other Grandistas, but like this is really loose and just kind of comes off really easily. And Goku's a little bit wobbly like this, but my man's here, nah, it doesn't come off when you play with it. It is very stable, as you can see. He is not wobbling at all, while that Goku's like shaking his boots. But some of the other ones are really bad for the Grandista, so you kind of got to do some of your own home remedying in terms of sticking it on the bottom. This Goku's not as bad though as like Rose and Bardock. Those ones are terrible, but regardless, I did want to talk about that because I know I talked about that earlier. But yeah, very interesting that these guys kind of compare a little bit differently. I thought that they would be a lot more similar, but obviously this is a different sculpt than this one, because obviously the arms are down, you know, he has the shirt. You can even tell by like, you know, the the muscle mass. Obviously the pants are different too, and Goku's pants here are a little bit lower than the belt here. But yeah, in terms of the band Presto World Figure Coliseum one, obviously my man's is really short. He comes up to about Goku's elbow with the top of his fist there. Obviously that's because, you know, he's a lot smaller and he's kind of leaning over, just to give you some idea, though I had to compare them, you know. Now I do think how I want to display this guy, just because I think it'll look really cool, will be like this. Yeah, there we go. With like I know it'll look better obviously when the one Goku isn't like out of focus in the background, but like this, where it's kind of like Goku stand Goku. It's so funny, I love it. But yeah, so I think this is how I'm going to display these two. At least you will, you know, stay where you are right now. But very interesting in terms of comparing these two. But yeah, nonetheless, hope you guys enjoyed this video. This figure is one of the best figures I've ever seen. I know I kind of went hard in on my mans, but he's been a very anticipated figure in the figure community for a very long time. I do think that the little things that, you know, I complained about are only with mine in particular. Once in a while you get a figure like that, but it's not even really noticeable when they're on the shelf. Otherwise though, this, like I said, I only got him for like 26 bucks, 25 bucks. Very, very cheap figure for the size and the quality. Highly recommend getting this guy, whether you're a figure collector or not. If you're just a fan of Dragon Ball, this is a perfect desk piece. Absolutely fantastic figure. Without further ado, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Megate no Gokui on. He is absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one. Epic Mewtwo out. Peace.